Welcome to another course regarding expanding your limits. Limits is something which hold us back from doing something new or doing something in another way that it's used to be done. The reason why we don't do it is because we don't want to move ourselves away from that platform of security we have. We want to be safe. In order to expand your limits, you need to walk out from that platform. You need to move yourself out of the secure, safe ground to an unsecure area where you have not been before. That could be regarding mental things. It could be regarding family things. It could be regarding your work. It could be in a sports field. It could also be in education. But nevertheless, if you want to expand your limits, you need to move yourself away from that safe place you are now towards something new. That can be very difficult if you're that kind of person who loves to be safe. We all like to be safe. Let me tell you something. What is the worst that can happen? Think that through. What is actually the worst that can happen? You see, a lot of the times where we are holding ourselves back from expanding our limits is because we are afraid of other people laughing at us. We are afraid of fiasco. We are afraid of other people coming to us and say, "You did a mistake. You should have done like that, this and that." The human mind is made in a strange way because it mainly only learns from mistakes. If you put your hand on something hot, you will burn your hand. Your mind have learned now how not to avoid that place again or that kind of hot things. It's exactly the same with expanding your personal limits. You need to go out there until you feel some sort of pain. It's a little bit strange way to say it. We could also call it some sort of resistance. If you move yourself towards something new, most likely you will feel resistance from other people. Especially if you're moving away from their safe platform, which you have been part of for a long time. Already there, you're about to move yourself towards to increase your own personal limits. So that actually means the more you try, the more you will expand your personal limits. The more you try in your job to expand yourself towards to do something new, the more you'll expand your limits. But of course, as part of it, you have to deal with the fiasco part of it. There's always a fiasco part of it. That is that part where you burn your hand. Of course you'll feel it, because you're in an area which you don't know anything about. But you're going to learn it. And perhaps you're going to learn it the hard way. So be self-confident with what you do. Think of what you're good at. Remember what you're good at. So every time we expand our limits, we take with us something which we are good at, and we put it together and add it together with that new things we are going towards. And the more you move towards doing something new, the more the brain will be used to use the things which it's used to from former times and gather it together with new experiences. And that will end up being a success. Oh yes, it might be you didn't become the best tennis player in the world. But was that the goal? Perhaps the goal was only to be a good tennis player who could give you a good game together with good friends once in a while. It made you satisfied. That way you have expanded your limits. You can walk from one sports field to another exactly that way. And that's how it is with life in general, also in your job. You can walk towards from one thing to another, and all of it will add up by the end that you will have the feeling of success. On the way, people will be laughing at you, but you have to deal with that. I hope you got a little bit out of this and open some of my other stories and courses regarding different kind of things.